a desert turn into a lively city. A city that connects East and West for centuries. A city painted with oil, now glowing with the light of the future. Baku is a city shaped by winds and fire, by the diversity of its people and the richness of its traditions. This city carries within it the legacies of all those who have left their mark on these shores, their languages, cultures and customs. Today, we explore how it has evolved across the centuries. Once called Baku, the city of winds, Baku has always been a city at a crossroads, bustling with merchants, tradesmen, sailors, poets, painters and writers. Long ago, the city existed only within its castle walls. Merchant ships crowded the shoreline, for Baku was an important hub on the Silk Road, connecting east and west with the trade of silk, spices and stories. As merchants arrived on the Caspian shores, numerous caravanserais were built in Baku to welcome them. These merchant hostels supported the flow of information, commerce and people across the vast trade routes, serving as inns, depots and centers for conducting business. İçeri şehir, meaning inner city, is a captivating showcase of medieval charm. A maze of narrow, winding lanes leads visitors past mosques, flat-roofed homes, cozy restaurants, boutique hotels and traditional hammams, creating an atmosphere that feels both timeless and alive with history.
We're not talking about a museum trapped behind stone walls. We're talking about a living organism that has been breathing for more than 1,000 years. In ancient and medieval times, around 7,000 to 10,000 people lived here. For that period, it was a big city, a fortress, home, a market, and a spiritual center all at once. Families of merchants, craftsmen, sailors, scholars, and guards lived side by side. The entire city was built to serve both human comfort and security. Buildings were made of local limestone, which keeps warm in winter and coolness in summer, an early example of ecological design. The narrow, winding streets were designed to protect residents from the strong Caspian winds and to create natural shade. Most homes were built around private inner courtyards that offered safety, peace, and a sense of togetherness. At the same time, we're entering a new chapter, what we call the Smart Reserve. We are digitalizing our entire heritage database, every monument, every street, and even every tree. We launch a new mobile application for İçeri şehir, designed to make life easier for both tourists and residents. Through this app, visitors can find interactive maps, museum information, walking routes, even updates, and even emergency and accessibility services.
For many centuries, Baku's landscape remained much the same, a small port city with little activity beyond trade. During this time, it expanded far beyond its castle walls, gradually growing into the sprawling city we see today. While the medieval city was confined to the fortified area of just 22 hectares, modern Baku now stretches across 220,000 hectares, reflecting centuries of growth, change and ambition. It may seem like a natural progression, but something profound happened in Baku, an event that changed the course of its development and shaped the city into what we know today. 19th century, when the first oil fountain erupted from the ground, a small port city instantly transformed into the industrial center of the Caucasus. As connectivity and logistics flourished, people no longer gathered at the water wells like this. The water now came to them. The architecture of Baku was deeply influenced by the rise of the oil industry. Pipelines stretched across the city, platforms and rigs rose along the shoreline, and workers arrived from all over the world. New neighborhoods and housing were built to accommodate them, transforming the city's urban fabric. Oil gushed from the ground with such force that much wasted, contaminating the land and air. Yet alongside this environmental cost, the oil boom fueled architectural growth, from industrial facilities to grand mansions. Wealthy oil barons raced to construct the most grandiose buildings, and the influence of Tsarist architecture also played a significant role. Many European architects worked in neoclassical, German and Italian Renaissance revival, and Venetian Gothic revival styles. These influences combined to create a unique mix of European and Oriental architecture in Baku. That was the time when industrial zones spread across the city, leading to the development of logistics and infrastructure. As Baku grew, the city adapted to its expanding population, and in turn, the people gradually shaped the city itself. As Baku's transport networks developed, moving across the city became easier and more efficient. The metro, in particular, transformed connectivity, linking districts and energizing urban life with every new station. The foundations of Baku's metro infrastructure were laid during the Soviet period, a chapter that revealed a new dimension of the city. Soviet architecture stands as a bridge between the past and the present, marking a transitional phase in Baku's urban evolution. Monotone buildings with simple, square windows were designed to improve living conditions for the working class. In their restrained simplicity lies a moment where Baku began to discover and define its own identity.
First of all, urban planners and specialists have taken into account the development of the city as a multi-centered one. In addition to the historically established city centre, the Baku's master plan defines several sub-centres and regional hubs. This approach will enable the city to grow in a more functional and multi-layered way. Secondly, one of the key priorities of the master plan is to eliminate the development gap between the city centre and its outskirts. Furthermore, the boundaries of Baku's central area have been clearly defined in the master plan. The city has now entered a post-industrial era, and new approaches to employment are also reflected in the plan.
Today, the city has become a showcase of modern architecture, with numerous distinctive buildings shaping its skyline. At first glance, the contrast between old and new may seem striking, even abrupt, but each structure tells a story, a narrative of how Baku transformed, blending history and innovation in a way that is uniquely its own. Now we are standing in the part of Baku that was long known as the Black City, a name born from its oil contamination. The latest phase of Baku's architectural transformation begins right here, as this area has been reborn as a futuristic space, now called the White City. Baku's White City emerged from the remnants of its industrial past. oil-contaminated soil was excavated to depths of up to 8 meters, with a total of 1.5 million cubic meters removed from the site. The reclaimed 39-hectare area has since been transformed into green space. Modern architecture has completely reshaped the landscape, transforming what was once a barren desert and oil-polluted area into a lively urban paradise.
It was surrounded by existing city in a very close cooperation with the State Committee of Urban Development and Architecture. There was developed a master plan, advanced master plan in cooperation with the famous architectural houses and local architects. That helps to integrate seamlessly the new development into the existing city and into the existing infrastructure and transport strategy of Baku.
Architects studied the old city and worked to connect it smoothly with the new one. They tried different ideas, and in the end, the plan showed respect for the site's history while allowing room for growth.
We made it as walkable as possible and as human-centric as possible, which is very important for urban living, lots of green spaces, retail frontage, active social spaces, and also not just us, but Azerbaijan Development Company have also integrated lots of sculpture and public accessibility around the project, which gives it a real sense of place and very much for the human-centric approach to design. And also it connects the new city, the White City, to the Caspian Sea. And I'm standing on the axis now that we're connecting the whole of the White City all the way to the sea. And architecturally, it's a diverse mix of styles. It's a new master plan, but it's very important that we have a lot of diversity in the architectural approach. So you can see different styles of buildings around which are cohesive, and they bring a strong sense of place for the people living and working in the White City.
The current population of White City is around 50,000 people. By the end of the project, it is estimated that the number will rise to about 200,000.
The city is also in line with the concept of 5-minute city. It means residents can find everything what they want within 500 meters from where they live or work. That reduces number of driving trips, or people can just walk, and it makes their life more walkable. What is also interesting here, it's a pedestrian priority, and the ratio of green zones is more than average. There are many parks, there is public art in the street, and this altogether is very much in line with the modern concept of happy cities, sustainable environmental cities and happy cities at the same time.
Is a significant part of White City's master plan, with many parks built using modern techniques. Seeds were brought from various regions to cultivate diverse gardens, enhancing the area's aesthetic and ecological value. These green spaces are not just visually appealing, but also serve to improve the quality of life for residents. They provide areas for recreation, relaxation and community activities, making daily life more comfortable and enjoyable. Baku's White City is one of the best examples of the principles highlighted at the World Urban Forum, showcasing sustainable and inclusive urban development. Its green spaces, modern housing and community focus reflect global efforts to create livable cities. The project stands as a model of innovation and resilience in urban planning. A closer look reveals that, much like a Caucasian carpet, Baku is a tapestry of textures, patterns, people, colors and centuries. And it develops day by day as weaving still continues.